everyone, I'm Alberta Gibson. I'm here at Schmidt Playground and we're going to do an art video for the leaders. So an important part about art is the equipment and how to use it, and to understand your materials. It'll make you a better leader and it'll make you a better art instructor, okay? You don't have to be an art instructor, but you can teach the kids about it too. So I always go over this with the children. First thing is you want to cover your table with this brown paper. Okay, that's the first thing. A great thing to do is to use tape or even clips of some type. Sometimes they sell them in the dollar stores, but also you could just use regular paper clips, the real, hard ones. Some people have them in their office to clip and hold the paper. This is great because you don't want the paper sliding all over, and I've had it happen early on in my career where, the paper slips and then you have water and paint all over. So it's just a good practice. Cover your work area, okay? That's number one. Number two is we have a lot of us, especially in the centers, we have these paints, and this is actually professional paint. This is what professional artists use on their canvas, and it's acrylic, water soluble. Now, many years ago, and I think they still do sell it, matter of fact they do, have oil. Now, the problem with oil paint is you have to use thinner, and it's very toxic, and it's very bad for your lungs and your breathing and your health. So acrylic, make sure it's water soluble, okay? When you pick it up, make sure you read the label. Water soluble, you can just mix it with the water, okay? And these are the basic primary colors, always good to have with the kids. Red, blue, and yellow, 3 primary colors, okay? That way they can learn how to mix colors and, like blue and red make purple, that type of thing, okay? It's a wonderful lesson for the kids to learn to mix. The second type of paint we have is tempera. Okay, a lot of us have this in the centers. Again, primary colors here. Okay? Now, this is also water soluble. The thing with this is it's translucent. When you use it, you kind of can see through it a little bit, and that's fine for certain projects, okay? It depends on what you want and what effect you want to have, okay? Much less toxic for the children, safer for the kids and everything. All right, so that's always good, especially when you have younger kids at your center. The tempera is a good paint to have. Now, we have all this in our center, which is the watercolors, okay? The thing with the watercolors is, again, it's very see-through, okay? So you're going from the professional, which is very thick. You just need a little dab. I tell the kids, look at your little fingernail. See your baby fingernail? When you put that down on your palette, which we just use paper plates sometimes. Sometimes we're lucky enough we do have palettes, okay? But whatever it is, just a little tiny bit is all that's necessary. This is an explosion of color. It's very thick. You do not need a lot. This tube could last you like a year, maybe. It's just that, explosive and that powerful. That's why the professionals use it. A little dab will do you, okay? This, like I said, is a little different. All right, it's a little more see-through. It's not as thick and heavy. It's heavier than the watercolor, okay? But it's good for you to know, all right? And this, water, we're all familiar with this. Makes it very see-through if you want to do a nice rainy day scene or flowers. The kids love this. Now, I want to put this out here. Some kids get very frustrated with the watercolors if it's not explained to them properly at first, because they'll dip their brush in and they'll go, oh, there's no paint, there's no paint. They get a little, frustrated. So just make sure that you explain to them exactly what it is, and, make sure that you wet it. What I do is I put little drops of water so it gets it a little bit softer, because sometimes it's very hard. So when the child puts the paintbrush in there, guess what? No paint. You got a lot of frustrated kids, especially times 30. Some recs have 50, some recs have 100 kids. You don't want that to happen. So instruction of the materials is very important. It can make your day go better, and you will have less of a headache at the end of the day too. Another thing we have are brushes. I always have a thick a medium, and a thin. Okay? So, you have a child that maybe wants to do a background. Hand them the thick brush. Go for it. Do the whole background. They get it done easier and quicker. They're not frustrated. Okay? You hand the kid this one. Yeah, it might take more time, but you might want them to take more time. Okay? So always have that in the forefront of your mind. What do you want to accomplish? What are your goals? What are your child's goals? Okay? This is a hog's hair brush. Okay? Usually it's white. Still has some paint in it. So it wasn't washed properly. When you're washing the brushes, that's another thing. Put a little soap and water, okay, and make sure that it's rinsed very well, okay. Now this is what ends up happening. Also, your brushes can rot. After you wash them, lay them flat. Don't put them like that up in a cup, because you put them like that in a cup, what happens is the water goes down into the stem, it rots your brush out. Pretty soon you're not going to have too many brushes left, okay? If you do, the tips are just going to fall off while children are painting. I saw that happen too. And again, the child gets very frustrated. Gives you a headache at the end of the day. So if you want your brushes to last long, soap, water, rinse well, warm water, and just lay it flat on a paper towel and make sure you dry it out. And just lay it flat. And you know, I've taught the kids love to learn this. They think it's the greatest thing. And kids are always up for learning, always up for new experiences, and they think it's so cool, you know. So that's also a good thing. And I just wanted to bring up recycling also, okay? We recycle. This is a perfect little cup that the fruits come in the city lunches. Save your cups, rinse them out, which a lot of leaders I know do. What I love about it, it's nice and flat. It's not going to topple that easily, okay? If you use a foam cup, guess what? Kids topple that all the time. So make your life a little easier, make your art lesson a little smoother. And another thing I always go over with my children, I always say, just fill it a little bit, a quarter of the way. And you're learning them about measurements. If you say a quarter of the way and you show them, they know what 1/4 is. Okay, so it's like a double-edged thing that they can learn. All right, so just a little bit of water, and the reason being, if it spills, it's no big deal. Okay, if they're filling stuff to the top, or they're filling up a bowl like this with water, and walking across the floor and then putting it, and then, oh my God, it spills. The kids, you know, and then it's a big catastrophe. So, keep your kids calm, keep yourself calm. If it spills, no big deal if you only have a little bit, okay? Always keep this in mind when you're doing art. You want to make your life easier. You want to make the kids have a nice, smooth transition, a happy time when they're doing their art and things that they love, okay? Now, the second thing I want to talk to you about is paper. This thin paper is drawing paper. This is not meant for painting, okay? So if you're lucky enough to have the canvases, which we do get, time to time we do, so the canvas would be better to use, especially for this type of paint. Okay, this is for canvases specifically, all right? These two paints are for canvases. Yeah, you can use the tempera paint. You can use this on construction paper. I wouldn't recommend it, but sometimes that's what we have available. So it's okay to do. Sometimes it could curl a little. Let it dry, then you would put some books on top of it so it doesn't curl, okay? Of course, this right here, you might get away with this and this, okay? Even though I wouldn't recommend. Try to stay with the construction paper if you're going to do this. There's actual watercolor paper that you can use that we are given. They give it out about once a year, and you could always ask for it, or if you're lucky enough to go to the store and purchase it through any of your monies that you have, or your advisory council if you're lucky enough, okay? So I hope that this lesson helps you have a nice, smooth art experience, and I wish you lots of luck, and peace, love, and pit bulls. Alberta Gibson from Philadelphia Parks and Rec, signing off. Make it count, make it great. I know you can. Bye for now.